Greetings from Dallas.
Greetings from Belgrade. Shall we start?
We're very happy to be playing again this year, our 8th year for this match, and we think that's quite an achievement. It's been a tremendous match marked by great sportsmanship and tremendous competition. Would you like for us to start?
Yes, please.
All right.
Do feel free to proceed.
All right. Our first speaker today, we're very pleased to have the president of our university, Dr. David Daniel. He will be here, and he will be introducing one of our other speakers, a very special speaker today. So with no further ado, I give you Dr. David Daniel.
Well, thank you. It's our pleasure to participate in this competition again. For America, it's football season, but here at UT Dallas, it's chess season. We have a couple of special guests I would like to acknowledge. State Representative Armando Martinez from Westlake-O is here. And I have learned that his young son is very interested in chess, so he can go home today and say that he participated in international chess competition. I will, in just a moment, be introducing Dr. Stephen Pejovich, but I want to acknowledge his family members who are here. His daughter, Brenda Pejovich, who's a University of Texas System Board of Regent. Regent Pejovich, welcome. His daughter, Alexandra, and her husband, Johnny Chilton, are here, I believe, yes. And Alexandra's family members as well, Shirley and John Chilton. Welcome to all of you. Let me again thank our colleagues and friends from across the ocean for your participation today. The weather in Dallas is absolutely beautiful today, a perfect environment for wonderful chess competition. And without further delay, it's my honor to introduce a great chess enthusiast, Dr. Stephen Pejovich. Dr. Pejovich.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let me speak in Serbian first. Ogromno je zadovoljstvo za mene da mogu da pozdravim šahiste iz Beograda na srpskom jeziku. Moje ime je Svetozar Pejović. Ja sam rođen u Beogradu, diplomirao na Pravnom fakultetu one davne 1950. I doktorirao ekonomiju na Georgetown univerzitetu u Washingtonu 1963. Kao gimnazijalac i student bio sam član Beogradskog čes kluba, šahovskog kluba, čije su prostorije u to vreme bile iznad restorana Dušanov grad. 1950. godine sam bio aktivan učesnik prvog radio meča između Amerike i Jugoslavije, koji je igran na 10 tabli. Moj zadatak je bio da prenosim poteze iz radio sobe Bori Ivkovu, da prenosim Bore Ivkova poteze u radio sobu i da pomeram figure na Ivkovoj demonstracionoj tabli. Ne sjećam se krajnjeg rezultata, ali znam da je Jugoslavija pobedila. Tog dana Svetozar Grigorić je bio druga tabla jugoslovenske reprezentacije i mislim da je igrao protiv Reševskog. Kao vaš bivši kolega, želim vam igru bez previda. Grigorić je jednom rekao nama, mladim šahistima, da u šahu ko napravi pretposljednju grešku dobija partiju. Hajdemo sad malo na engleski. My name is Svetozar Pejović, Professor Emeritus, Texas A&M University, the university.
You're Mayor Maggie.
I was born and grew up in Belgrade. In my youth, I was an active chess player in the Belgrade Chess Club. At that time, Grandmaster Svetozar Grigoric was already the second best chess player in Yugoslavia. One notch behind Pera Trifunovic and one notch ahead of Vasja Pirc. In the spring, I recall him saying, because I went to many of his lectures, I recall him saying that most games are won by players who make next to the last mistake. As the radio match between these two great schools is about to begin, let me mention the chess events, a chess event that should not be forgotten. In the spring of 1950, Yugoslavia and the United States played the very first radio match. The match was played on 10 tables. I do not recall the final result, but I remember the Yugoslavia won. At the age of 27, Grigoric was the number 2 player on the Yugoslav team. I believe that his opponent was Samuel Reshevsky. As an active member of the Belgrade Chess Club, I played a minor role in this first radio match. My job was to carry moves from the radio room to one of Yugoslav players, Bora Ivkov, and to carry his moves back to the radio room. Thus, it is indeed a great pleasure for me, an emotional trip to be sure, to greet the participants of the Svetozar Grigoric Transatlantic Cup. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pejovic. Now back to Belgrade.
Dallas, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for this lovely surprise. I can assure you that everyone in Belgrade was deeply moved by Professor Pejovic's speech, and we especially loved his shirt. We are very sorry that we were unable to bring Grandmaster Ivkov, but let me assure you that we here also remember with fond memories all these great times. Also, the late Grandmaster Grigoric, whose name we have on this Transatlantic Cup. And I can assure you that these online meetings for all these years have been nothing but great pleasure for all of us in Belgrade. Without any further ado, please let me give you our dear host, Professor Miloš Nedeljković.
Thank you, Ivan. I must say that I'm also very, very impressed and very touched with the speech of Svetozar Pejovic. His first name is the same as the name of Grandmaster Grigoric, and very special thanks to him for all the things that he has mentioned about old days in Belgrade in 1950s, where the chess was really played above that famous restaurant Dušanov Grad, and he's really, I think, one of the best alumni of University of Belgrade in Dallas. Thank you very much for finding him and bringing him to this match. Also, very big thanks to your president of the university, the rector. We are not this time, we were not in the position to have the rector here because he is a little bit ill, so we will have the vice rector speaking instead of him. And we hope that this match will also be very interesting for all the officials that we have today from your side, because this time you are very strong, having the rector, having the mayor, having all the main people from Dallas. Thank you for that. Okay, nothing special to say except greetings to everybody and wishing success to everybody. So now I transfer the word to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are very pleased to have Professor Pejovich here today and his family. What I'd like to do now is introduce our team. Board 1, let's see, Grandmaster Yotov. Board 2, Grandmaster Berkes. Board 3 is Grandmaster Holt. Board 4 will be International Master Kalyugar. Oh, I'm sorry, Grandmaster Kurilla, I'm sorry. Board 5, Master Getz. Board 6, International Master Kalyugar. Board 7, National Master Safin. Board 8, Women's International Master Danila. Board 9, Women's International Master Camacho. Board 10, National Master Guadalupe. Board 11, National Master Moon. Board 12, Women's FIDE Master Labez. Board 13, National Master Gator. Board 14, Candidate Master Jameson. Board 15, Women's FIDE Candidate Master Sue. And finally, Board 16, Eric Coldaway. Thank you.
Okay, perhaps we should introduce our team as well. We don't have a motion camera. We will try our best. So, our board 1 is International Master Nikola Nestorovic.
Second. Stand up,
Okay.
Nicola, please.
Please rise. Okay. Board 2 is our National Master Miloš Stankovic. Board 3 is International Master Ivan Šarenac. On board 4 is our national team member and women grandmaster Jovana Vojinović. On board 5 we have national master Petar Krstić. Board 6 is FIDE master Šan Bojović. Board 7, National Candidate Master Alexander Tot. Board 8, another national team member, Woman Grandmaster Angelija Stojanović. On board 9, we have National Candidate Master David Šarenac. Board 10 is National Master Milovan Ratković. Board 11, National Candidate Master Radmilo Dimitrijević. Board 12, National Candidate Master Ivan Stanković. Board 13, another national team member, Woman International Master Jovana Erić. Board 14, Slaven Pastor, National Candidate Master. Board 15, Lena Miladinović, Woman FIDE Master. And Board 16, Barbara Dizdarević, National Candidate Master. Thank you, Dallas. Back to you again.
All right, thank you very much. Now we'd like to have a few words from the mayor of Richardson, and University of Texas at Dallas is in Richardson, and that's Laura Maxick. She'll speak to us.
Thank you so much for including me in this event. On behalf of the city of Richardson, I want to wish good luck to the competitors on both sides of the ocean on this. Richardson is so proud of the University of Texas at Dallas. And I want to congratulate all of you students already because to get to this point, you have proven your success in what I would call the grueling sport of intellect. So we are very proud of what you've achieved. We talk about it all the time, and so I realize that my conversation is between now and the starting of this match, so I just want to wish everybody the best of luck. Thank you all for representing us so well. Thank you to all who've come to watch this, and again, to our friends overseas, thank you for participating, and we wish you luck as well.
Thank you very much. Belgrade?
Okay, just before giving a stand for our famous arbiter, Savas Stojsavljević, I would like to draw your attention to my left side here for this nice nice thing that we have here for maybe too long. We have it here with us for 2.5 years or 3 years, I don't know how much. So I hope that this match will be really a fight for this pokal, or how do you call it in English exactly? So I am giving now the word to Savas Stojsavljević, European Secretary of European Chess Federation here. Thank you.
Hi, Dallas. Hi, Jim. Special greetings to you.
Hi, Sava.
It's a great pleasure to be here. I am representing also the ECU, and my greetings to all participants. Special thanks to students who are always bringing us some joy. Short, I will briefly say some words about rules. It's 40 minutes with increment of the 5 seconds starting from move 1 per player. I believe that it will be fair play, and my role here will be very, very small as arbiter. And I want to thank also to all these who contribute to this event, but I hope that you will not mind if I use my minutes to mention one person who is always behind all cameras, without whom this is not possible. And I would kindly ask him just come here and say hi to Dallas. It's Mr. Nebojša Baralić. Please come here. He's the person. Without him, I think this is not possible. So instead, my other words, I would ask Nebojša just to say hello. And greetings from me.
Hello, Dallas. Okay, I am second international arbiter in Bitfall, and first arbiter is Sava. And good luck, Dallas, and I hope so. Belgrade will be again. Thank you.
Okay, the word to you now, please.
All right, thank you. I'd like to introduce your arbiter, who's looking after your best interest, Frank Guadalupe.
Hi, first I want to say hello to our friends in Belgrade across the Atlantic. It is once again good to be here. I am very tired, and the reason for that is because up until midnight, I was also performing duties as the second director of the U.S. Chess Federation. So that just ended a few hours ago. Here I am, tired but thrilled to be here. The players know the rules already. I'm going to ask also the spectators, if you have a cell phone, which chances are you all do, make sure you put it on vibrate or turn it off. We don't want any disruption of games. I know they're going to be great games. And out of 8, this is the 8th edition of this event. And I think I've been here for 6 now. So once again, I'm thrilled to be here. Good luck, players, on both sides. And Jim, thanks.
Are you ready for our cheerleaders?
Yeah, we are ready for your cheerleaders.
All right.
And then our vice
I give you
will have the stage.
UT
Okay.
Dallas cheerleaders and our mascot, T-Mont.
Never see chess.
Let's go orange, let's go white, fight, Comets fight. Let's go orange, let's go white, fight, Comets fight. Let's go orange, let's go white, fight, Comets fight. Let's go let's go white, fight, comets, fight. 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 Go, comrades, Dallas! UT! Dallas! UT! Dallas! UT! Dallas! Go, comrades!
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So just before making first moves and fighting for this nice trophy, I will give the stand for our Vice Rector, Professor Ivanka Popovic, who will address to your guests and of course to all the players here and there.
Thank you, Professor Nedeljković. It is my great pleasure to welcome you and to greet you on behalf of the Rector of the University of Belgrade. My greetings to the President of the University and also to the representatives of the great state of Texas and to the city of Dallas. I'm very pleased that this is such a strong tradition and I hope that it will go on for many years. I think the quality of the players on both sides is really spectacular. And I believe that it will be a very honorable and emotional champion, or let's say cup, in order to win this esteemed trophy. And I'm sure that the quality of play will be remembered for many years to come, and that the name of the cup, Svetozar Gligorić, is really a proper name because it really shows the quality of the chess that's being played at both universities in both countries. I wish all the competitors great success, and I'm sure that this tradition will go on for many years. Thank you very much. And I think that now we're almost ready to start.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, hello, welcome to the commentary room. They're going to be taping this, so I'm just going to get it started. Don't worry about sitting down, get your food. We have it loose and fun in here. Couple of rules. One, you can talk in here. You don't have to be quiet. You can cheer, you can holler. Chess is a fun game, and frankly, it's easy to understand. I have this debate with my colleagues about how tough it is to understand. It's not tough because we have the two things you need in this run. We have all the positions, so we'll be able to bring up any of the games, and we have two expert commentators, UTD students, Julio Sedora and Lyndon Kritz, both of whom are chess grandmasters. In fact, I think this is accurate. They are actually stronger players than any of the players in the matches, correct? Wow. So we really do have the experts. My name is Rodney Thomas. By day, I'm a business unit executive for IBM, but my real passion is I'm the president of the Chess Program Advisory Board for UT Dallas. So I work with Jim and Dr. Daniels and Abby on trying to continue to make the program a success, which is easy for me because Jim does all the work.
Okay, so we're going to start off here, and this is a game. First of all, just a little bit thing here. Somebody asked, what's the time limit? Well, each player has 40 minutes for the entire game. So the game won't last much longer than 80 minutes, so an hour and 20 minutes. But there's something called an increment. So if a player runs out of time, they still have a 5-second increment, which means that every time they make a move, they get 5 seconds added to their time. So that prevents them from actually forfeiting the game on time. It doesn't prevent it, but it helps at least give them a warning that you're about to forfeit on time. So The Belgrade player has only used, gosh, about 3 minutes. The UT Dallas player has already used quite a bit of time, about 20 minutes, I guess. So we're looking at the position here, and I'm going to ask the grandmasters to talk about the different features and threats and so forth. But just kind of so you know, a lot of people that I talk to that don't know a lot about chess think it's some sort of a pre-programmed exercise. It's not that at all. It's very much like basketball. You know, in basketball, you fake, you move, you always have to respond to what the offense or defense is doing. And that's true of chess as well. So chess is a real struggle from move to move to gain an advantage in space or material or time or some of the other elements that are important in chess. So with that, we've been looking at this position. First of all, without saying anything at all, I'd ask both grandmasters, who do you think stands better here?
Can I make one little quick,
yes,
one quick comment?
Yes.
So you'd be surprised that chess has a lot of similarities in strategy to other sports. For example, football, big time college football, NFL football. When the guys get out there on the field, do they wait until then to think about what they're going to do, what plays they're going to run? No, they spend an enormous amount of time preparing for how they're going to set up, how they're going to, set their formations. Chess, as these guys can tell you, is the same way. So that's where we are right now, right? These players are kind of jockeying based on a lot of preparation they've done.
Yeah. Well,
right now, white has weak pawns right here. So they're really vulnerable to attack. And actually, black just made b5, which directly targets these weaknesses. On the other hand, white has a dynamic advantage going on the king side. His knight is closer to the enemy king, which can really pose a threat, and he can later on probably launch an attack here. So he really has to maintain that balance. And whoever can prove which is more important, static or dynamic, will eventually win the game or gain the upper hand.
Okay. Grandmaster Fritz, what's your assessment?
Well, I think that at the moment black is slightly better because in long run I don't see how white can attack the king. It's true that the knight on f5 is strong, but the question is what to do with this knight. Knight alone will not decide this game. So right now the pawn on c4 came, so black wants to take the pawn. White has no threats, and I cannot see that in the near future white will be able to create any.
So the UTD player is black.
Yeah, UTD is black.
Black.
It has black pieces. This is very interesting because you got two grandmasters, two incredibly strong players, and they have a divergent opinion about this position. One of them, who's the attacking player, likes the dynamic, the temporary advantages that white has to maybe to attack on the king side, whereas the other one feels that black's position, his pawn structure is inherently more sound. These are called double pawns in chess, and they tend to constitute a weakness sometimes. So it's very interesting, and that's the way chess is at the very top levels. It's which grandmaster has the assessment of the position that's closer to the real truth.
So how do you score that?
You get half a point for a draw, and that's the way this match will work. If one player wins, they get a 1, and of course the loser gets 0, but if the two players draw, each player gets half a point for their team.
So as we're going through this match, let's say if we're playing a 16-board match, the first team that gets 8.5 points is the winner, right? Yeah. So we're looking for 8.5. What's going on here, guys?
Go ahead. Please.
That's how we all. I'm curious as to why there's a women's designation for the.
I'll let John.
And do women only play women or?
Abby, good question.
I don't think they only play women, do they?
No. Yeah. So here's an interesting thing from just a strategic standpoint about chess. You notice that the players have castled on opposite flanks. White has castled queenside, his king's over here, and black has castled kingside. And strategically, what that does in chess, it enables you to basically, it becomes a race to see who can get to the other player's king first. Because you can freely use these pawns, as white has in front of his king, to advance them and break up black's kingside position and make his king more vulnerable. So strategically, this would be a position where both players go for a king attack. But in the meantime, we've got some little shuffling going on. White just played knight to d5. and black has exchanged the knight. White's going to recapture with the pawn, so okay, that clarifies the position a little bit more. We still have is this a go for an attack type position, pretty much? Double edge?
Double edge, what we call it, double edge.
Okay, we got, that's the most decisive position that we have so far.
So why is that decisive?
Because black is a pawn ahead.
Is that all it takes?
In the game between two good players, yes. Two expert level players, one pawn. You lose one pawn, you may never recover from that.
Now in games that normal mortals like us play, might not be enough. Because you could just as easily lose it or more later on. But between these caliber players, that could be all it required. Get a pawn ahead, and you know, if you have the right kind of position. But that brings up another thing. In chess, there's the concept of achieving a one position, meaning a position where you have advantage that's significant enough that you should be able to go on and win the game, like perhaps that position, this position. But then you still got to win it.
White has a rook and two bishops for the queen, so 5 plus 3 plus 3 is 11 versus 9 for the queen. So White's actually ahead in material, even though he doesn't have a queen.
Tell us about the importance of that opening move.
Which one?
By Dr. Pavich.
No, that wasn't me. I was playing black. But, yeah, I think the critical moment is a little bit further, like rook d8, bishop c6. Okay, queen e4 is obviously a blunder because after rook c8, she has to like lose material. She's gonna lose material. So she tried her best chance, and now I just
Hold on, back up.
This is like
back up.
A very, very bad move. Like a beginner, 2 days beginner will not play bishop.
Just hung a piece.
Not a 15 years experience.
Oh, so she played bishop to d2.
No, I played bishop.
That was your.
That's me.
So that's how you got behind so
That's
far.
me. Yes.
So you guys remember this?
She was just giving her a chance.
So hold on. Let me.
Officially, I tried to give her a chance.
So let me remind you, we were talking about this where he had a queen, but he had given up so many pieces for it. We thought it was over.
Well, if I don't play knight bishop e2, I can play bishop f6, for example. I can play anything but bishop e2, which is bad. And
So
blind spot.
That's what it's called hanging a piece, right? Hanging a piece. He just left his bishop, moved it here, but the knight can simply take it in one move, and there goes the
Thank
bishop.
you. Andrew said thank you.
Now, Chris, you are a grandmaster in chess, right?
Yes.
Okay. No one's perfect.
It happens.
No one's
It
perfect.
happens. No, I think it's because I'm not used to play on the computer a lot, so you get a lot of blind spots because you're used with 3D vision over the board, rear vision, right? And this is 2D vision, which is it sometimes complicates things like this.
So how'd you get the piece back?
I don't know. No, I'm lucky because her pieces are a little
So
bit
this is
unorthodox.
hold on. This is where we were looking, right?
Yeah. Now probably better
So-
to take on b6.
So Chris, we
No, I
were
think-
looking here.
I think here I'm already winning because if
Oh,
she
you
takes,
do?
Yes, if she takes on b6, I just take with the queen, and then if bishop c8, I go. What I can play? Queen c6. Yeah.
Oh,
Queen
and the
C6.
bishop is still.
Bishop
d7,
is
bishop
still.
d7.
Ah.
No, it's still
Maybe
stuck.
draw.
Bishop d7, queen c3, rook e2.
And
So-
now queen
So this is where we were looking at the position.
Wait,
I don't
okay.
think we looked
Queen
at.
c1, rook e2, queen
Far.
f1.
Okay.
Rook c2 then.
So she take with the queen, bishop c8, queen c6, bishop d7.
Queen c1, draw.
Queen c1 draw. There's still draw.
Rook
We just
e2,
have to
first move, and then I can go queen f1, right?
Rook d2.
But then she can go rook c2, right?
Queen b1.
Queen b1, okay.
So queen f1, bishop takes b5.
Yeah.
Take what? Bishop on
Oh.
d7.
Bishop c7.
So maybe I can play a6 first.
Let's see some more, because we got 4 results out of
Oh, thank you.
16.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you still
I
want
was
to
lucky.
Very good. Good win.
So guys, thank you for joining us for another exciting Transatlantic Cup match. It was a close match, but we think Belgrade has prevailed this time. So until next year,